The hijacked mind. If you feel like your focus is broken, like a muscle that has atrophied, let me reassure you, it is not. Your brain is functioning exactly as it was designed to. The problem is that your attention is being hijacked by a supercomputer pointed directly at your amygdala. You can get it back, and you don't need to quit your job or move to a cabin in the woods to do it. But you do need a system. Relying on willpower in the attention economy is like bringing a knife to a nuclear war. You need a strategy. Environment design versus willpower. Most advice fails because it asks you to fight your environment. It tells you to just focus, while your pocket buzzes, your tabs are open, and your world is designed to distract you. This is a losing battle. The first rule of behavioral psychology is, environment always beats willpower. If you have to resist the urge to check your phone, you have already lost cognitive energy. So we do the opposite. We don't fight the environment, we redesign it. The goal isn't to be a robot with perfect focus for 12 hours. The goal is to create protected windows, small, sacred pockets of deep attention. Here is the 3-step reset. Reduce noise, rebuild focus, lock it in.
Chapter 3, Step 1. Reduce noise. Step 1 is about cognitive offloading. Understand this. A notification is not a delivery of information, it is a demand for your servitude. It pulls you out of deep thought, and research shows it takes 23 minutes to fully return to that state. This is called attention residue. To fix this, you must establish a zero-tolerance rule. When you work, you disappear. Visual silence. Your desk should look boring. Even having your phone visible, face down, reduces your functional IQ because your brain is actively suppressing the urge to check it. Put it in another room. Digital friction. Add friction to your distractions. Log out of apps. Turn off the internet if you're writing. Make the bad habits hard. The quiet buffer. Give your brain silence. Silence is not empty space. It is where your brain performs maintenance and recovery. When the external noise goes down, the internal signal starts to return. Chapter 4. Step 2. Rebuild focus. Step 2 is training. Treat focus like a metabolic resource or a muscle. If you haven't lifted weights in years, you don't start with 200 pounds, you start with the empty bar. The 10-minute rule. Start with just 10 minutes of single tasking, not an hour, just 10 minutes. Urge surfing. When you feel the itch to check your phone, and you will, do not obey it, but don't fight it either. Just acknowledge it. I am feeling an urge. Write it down on a piece of paper. This breaks the stimulus-response loop. An urge is a suggestion, not an order. Stop before failure. This is crucial. Stop working while it is still easy. Hemingway used to stop writing when he knew what happened next. This leaves you feeling successful, not drained, making it easier to start tomorrow. Slow progress. Add minutes slowly. We are building attentional stamina. Slow progress is the only kind of progress that sticks. Chapter 5. Step 3. Lock it in. Now we protect the asset. Batching. Handle messages and emails in batches, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Do not let them drip through your day like a leaky faucet. Every drip breaks your flow. Protected windows. Pick just 3 blocks of time per week for deep work. Defend them as if they were meetings with a CEO, because they are meetings with your future self. Clean transitions. Protect your first hour and your last hour. Start clean to set the tone. End clean to allow recovery. Analog connection. Make your meals and conversations screen-free. When you are fully present with others, the loneliness loop we discussed earlier begins to break. Connection returns. Calm returns.
Chapter 6. The transformation. When you follow this system, a hierarchy emerges. Attention becomes focus. Focus becomes progress. Progress becomes meaning. This is how life starts to feel real again. It's not about being a productivity machine. It's about being the pilot of your own mind. The attention economy will never stop trying to rent your headspace, but you can stop signing the lease.